Now jumping from one story about a car going into water to another story where a car goes into water.
Spoilers.
A bit of a spoiler. It's not huge to the
True.
actual
You
story
don't know what
being
that
told.
means anyway.
Tully, Jason Reitman, probably the most famous director we're talking about today. Directed Up
Easily.
in the Air, Juno, Thank You for Smoking. So Tully's sitting pretty at 87% Rotten Tomatoes, 75% on Metacritic. Got Charlize Theron, Mackenzie Davis, Ron Livingston, Mark Duplass. Quite the cast. In a very unexpected turn in this movie, and not, I mean, you see the trailers and you kind of think this movie is about motherhood, and in a sense it is, but it's really about Marlowe's understanding of herself and
For sure.
her mental health. I mean, what stood out to you about this movie? What did you like?
Yeah, no, I think to that point, like you're like, oh, it's a movie about uh postpartum depression. She's just had her
Mm-hmm.
third child and she's really struggling with motivation, energy, and parenting in general, right? Like, okay, Charlie's a great actor. I may see where this is going, but it probably will pay off. And what you don't expect is that as soon as Mackenzie Davis's character Tully comes in as the night, as like a night nanny, basically to help, and they start having like slumber parties almost when they're just confiding in each other. And I mean, at one point they have that convo about taking boards out of the ship and then the cells regenerating. And are you still that person? And it really gets into like the human condition in a way you did not expect to get to.
Yeah.
But I really like this movie, and I think
Mm-hmm.
once you get into Act 3 and the movie really gets going, because it takes a while for Tully to show up, but once it gets
Yeah.
going, I think it really pays off. I know some people are think that it lands too softly at the end, but I really liked it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to get into spoilers because I don't think a lot of people have seen this, but I think if there's one like criticism of it, it's that like the consequences that the character faces, or that maybe they face, but they don't really make explicit, really aren't known based on what happens in the third act. But
Sure.
I do think the commentary it says about like what it means to be yourself at a certain time in your life, and then how things change based on your goals, based on the decisions you make, based on where you're at in your life, and especially something like parenthood is really really telling, and it's also really moving to kind of when the twist does happen to kind of see how that changes what the story means just in general. It's a totally different movie once that twist comes
For
about.
sure. Did you see it coming?
Yeah,
I didn't see it
no,
coming.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I think when I started to was kind of in the third act when there were so many similarities and things. I was kind of like,
I feel like
is
I think I maybe started thinking about like maybe a minute or two before it happened,
right,
but not
exactly.
till like right at the end.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to talk about without really going into that, but I thought Theron and Mackenzie Davis had great chemistry, and
Definitely.
they were just like blew me away in this.
Yeah, and honestly, the movie needed them to have it because a lot of the movies, those two having a conversation in a room.
Yep.
It's I mean, this is Jason Reitman's fourth collab with Diablo Cody, who wrote. I mean, obviously, she was nominated for Best Original Screenplay for Juno, and then also worked with him on Young Adult. And Reitman also got two Best Directors, between Juno and Up in the Air. So like, this is like a really good creative team, and they needed to nail, I think, that chemistry, but also like the script, because it's a lot on the actors to really carry these scenes. And obviously they picked two really competent people. Charlize kind of goes without saying at this point, but she's really been on a hot streak lately, and also picking different roles. She's not like this. She's so hot right now. She could sell out a lot more. Like she did Fast 8, but to do this where she does not look very attractive in this movie despite being a gorgeous woman. So I give her a lot of credit for continuing to pick different kinds of roles.
I know. Well, it was funny because when I walked in the movie theater I went to, they had like T-shirts for different movies that have come out, and one of the people selling the tickets was wearing an Atomic Blonde shirt, and I was like, "Damn!" I saw Charlize Theron as Atomic Blonde, and I saw her as this like middle-aged mom, or not middle-aged, but like early 30s mom who's like struggling with her life, and just like that range that she's showing, and really.
Right.
Kind of continuing to establish herself as one of the top in the game is awesome, and Mackenzie Davis taking that next step. I mean, she was obviously in The Martian, San Junipero, things like that. But this is, I think, her real like first like step towards like superstardom.
Yeah, I mean, she gets great remarks in *Halt and Catch Fire*, but that was a show
Right.
that was not well watched,
No one
us,
watched. Yeah.
us included. I would like to watch it still, but I have to
Mhm.
make time. And she was recently cast in the sixth Terminator movie, and apparently she's not playing Sarah Connor; she's playing somebody else. So I'm and she was in Blade Runner 2049, of course,
Mhm.
in that smaller role. But more Mackenzie Davis, put her in more stuff. She is electric.
Please.
And
Definitely.
as soon as she shows up in this movie, when she first comes to the house at night, and I was like, wow, like she's bringing it. She's not. It wasn't phoned in, and but that also speaks to the
Yeah.
script. Like her character, I thought was very well written.
Definitely. And just magnetic. Totally magnetic.